Stop what you're doing for a second, because what just happened to Arsenal could define not just their season, but the entire direction of this football club for years to come. And if you're an Arsenal supporter watching this on Gunners Updates, you already know that the emotions right now are impossible to ignore. Arsenal are standing at one of the most pivotal crossroads of their Premier League campaign, and the last week has delivered a storm of feelings across the fan base, from genuine pride and optimism to a creeping sense of anxiety that feels all too familiar. There is huge news to celebrate at the Emirates Stadium, but there are also warning signs flashing in the background, and the title race that once looked firmly in Arsenal's control is beginning to tighten in a way that supporters have painfully experienced before. Let's begin with the positive development, because it deserves real recognition. The confirmation that Bukayo Saka has committed his long-term future to Arsenal is monumental. This is not just another contract extension. It is a defining statement about the club's identity, ambition, and belief in its core. Saka joined Arsenal's academy as a child in 2010, progressing through the Hale End system before making his senior debut at just 17 in 2018. Since then, he has evolved from a promising academy graduate into one of the most influential wide forwards in world football. His numbers speak for themselves. He has become the leading scorer and assist provider within the current squad, approaching 300 appearances across all competitions and delivering nearly 80 goals in the process. For a player still in his early 20s, that level of output is extraordinary. Beyond the statistics, Saka has consistently demonstrated resilience, maturity, and leadership. He has collected multiple individual accolades, including Arsenal Player of the Year awards and recognition from the Professional Footballers Association. On the international stage, he has represented England at major tournaments, playing a crucial role in deep runs at both the European Championships and the World Cup. Even in a season disrupted by injury, he still delivered double figures in both goals and assists. Securing his future is a message to rivals across Europe that Arsenal are determined to build around their homegrown star. It reassures supporters that the foundation remains strong, even as pressure intensifies. However, while Saka's renewal offers stability, it does not completely quiet the concerns growing around this squad. The broader context of the title race cannot be ignored. Arsenal have dropped valuable points in recent weeks, and the momentum that once felt unstoppable has begun to slow. Draws that once seemed minor setbacks now feel like heavy blows. A 1-1 stalemate away from home, followed by another damaging result against a struggling side, has shifted the tone of the conversation. What could have been a commanding lead at the summit has instead turned into a narrow advantage that looks increasingly fragile. In the transfer market, speculation continues to swirl. Reports have linked Arsenal with Julian Alvarez as a potential attacking reinforcement. The Argentine forward, currently at Atletico Madrid, has proven his quality in the Premier League during his time at Manchester City and is viewed by many as a player capable of elevating Arsenal's frontline. Discussions earlier in the year hinted at exploratory conversations, and while financial obstacles remain significant, the narrative has not disappeared. Atletico are reportedly attempting to secure Alvarez with improved contractual terms, aware that interest is building. Whether Arsenal can realistically compete for a player valued at over €100 million remains uncertain, but the very existence of these links reflects a recognition that further attacking depth may be required if Arsenal are to sustain a genuine title push. On the pitch, the numbers paint a concerning picture. In their last 7 league matches, Arsenal have secured only 2 victories. The dropped points are accumulating, and when measured against the relentless standards set by Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, every slip becomes magnified. City, with a game in hand, remain within striking distance. The psychological pressure of that reality cannot be understated. Arsenal supporters have seen this story unfold before, seasons where promise and progress ultimately collided with late stumbles. There is also frustration surrounding officiating decisions. Several moments this season have sparked debate, and when margins at the top are razor-thin, controversial calls resonate more loudly. Supporters argue that key incidents have directly influenced results. Whether one agrees with that assessment or not, the perception of injustice adds another layer of tension to an already charged environment. Looking ahead, the fixture list offers no comfort. A North London derby away at Tottenham looms large, followed by high-stakes encounters against Chelsea and Brighton, and eventually a daunting trip to the Etihad Stadium. Each of these matches carries enormous significance. Momentum can be rebuilt quickly, but it can also unravel under sustained pressure. Mikel Arteta must now ensure that confidence does not erode. The squad needs composure, clarity, and renewed intensity. Recent performances have shown flashes of brilliance. Early goals, intricate build-up play, and moments of individual quality remind everyone why Arsenal reached the summit in the first place. Yet matches have also revealed lapses in control, periods where tempo drops and opponents regain belief. Title-winning sides maintain focus from the first whistle to the last. Arsenal must rediscover that ruthless edge. The reality is that this season remains within Arsenal's grasp. The foundation is solid, the squad is talented, the manager has instilled a clear philosophy, but the margin for error has vanished. Every fixture now feels like a final. Every decision, every substitution, every missed chance carries amplified weight. The story of this campaign is still being written, and it can yet end in triumph, but only if lessons are learned quickly and consistency returns. So as we reflect here on Gunners Updates, the question is simple but urgent. Can Arsenal transform the pride of securing their brightest star's future into the fuel required to finish this race strong, or will familiar doubts resurface at the most decisive stage? The coming weeks will answer that question. And if you care about Arsenal's journey, now is the time to stay locked in, because what happens next could define an era.